Yes, Simran.
Yes. Can I start, ma'am?
Yeah, you can start.
Hey all, good afternoon. Today we are going to see about the parent-child communication in Salesforce. So these are all the topics we are going to cover today. LWC is basically Lightning Web Components. So whatever we are seeing in our UI, that is built using LWC. So it is actually lightning fast, super fast, and also in Lightning Web Components, we are having three things. One is front end, back end, and the other one is database. So whatever we are clicking, like we are clicking an account page, it will get redirected to the account. If we click contact, it will be redirected to the contact. So whatever we are doing, the front end will send the information to the back end, and from the back end, it will retrieve the data from the database, and then again it will pass the data to the back end. Again, it will come to the front end. That is how it is happening here. So the benefits are like, as I said, the name suggests it is lightning fast, and then we can this reusability is here, so we can have multiple functions and we can reuse the components also. And we have encapsulation and modularity, which so that we can maintain our code, and also compatibility. So it is integrated with other Salesforce technologies like Apex or Visualforce seamlessly. Now we will move on to this parent to child communication. So parent to child communication is like in real time how a parent is saying something to the child will do that. In the same way, in parent component we'll be having some button click or some data will be entering. So if we click something, this must be happen. That will be said to the child. So the child will perform the task, whereas the user interactive thing will be happening in the parent component. So that is how the parent child communication works, and we will see how it communicates. So we can pass data from parent component to child component using some properties. We have to set values in the properties of child components so that they will be sharing information. So we will see this in a org how this is happening. So in my org, I'm having a component. If the box is the input box, this is here the user is entering some the movie name I'm entering. So whenever I'm clicking this button check, the details are displayed. If I check some other movie that is not in the list, it will display this message. The movie does not exist. So whatever the user is entering and clicking the button, the child component gets executed. So we will see how I implemented this. So in the parent component HTML, we are having this lightning input. Here we have the user is going to enter the movie name. So whenever some changes is going to happen in the input box, this handle input change method in the JS gets triggered. So in the JS, we are tracking the movie name. That is a reactive component. Whenever the movie name is getting entered by the users, this will keep on track with the movie name. We are having the list of movies and also a Boolean variable. So whenever there's some data changes happening in the input box, this method gets called and the movie name gets stored in the event. In the same way, we are having a button. Whenever the user clicks the button, the check movie method gets called. Whenever this is triggered, that get called. And it will make the boolean variable as true. So it will set it to true. So based on this, the child is going to display the details. So we will see how the child works. So in this parent component, we are having the properties of child, like if the child is true, then the details will be shown. So from the child, the parent is communicating to child. With this, we should use the syntax c hyphen the name of the child component. As the component is in caps, we have to mention it as hyphen then small letter. We will now see the child. So in the child JS, we have to make this variable as public so that it is accessible in the parent. So we to make this public, we have to use at API decorator to make it public. So in the child, we are having a method called get message, and then we are getting the movie, finding the movie. If the movie name exists, then gets stored in the details and it will return the message. If not, it will return the message it does not exist in the list. In the HTML, same thing, the message is getting displayed, and then if the condition is true, then we are displaying the name, actor name, and image. So the logic is happening in the child component, whereas the parent is having the user input values. So here we are binding the values, the movie name and the movies. These are all the public properties in the child component. We are binding the values in the parent HTML, and based on this conditional visibility, if the whenever the show child is true, this gets displayed. The movie name and the details of the movies get displayed when the Boolean variable is true. That is how the data is passed from parent to child. So as we discussed, best practices is like we can use at API decorator, and also instead of directly manipulating the DOM, we can have this properties. So that is how parent to child communication is essential for creating efficient component based applications in LWC. So anybody is having any questions?
Anyone is having any question? Well done, very well done, nicely done, Indhu. It's very nice.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah,
It's my first presentation ever. Thank you so much for this opportunity, ma'am.
it's very nice. You have the slides, the presentation, and all those. The way you have explained, even everyone can understand how the child and the parent gets communicated. And very happy about your LWC component.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Very nice, Indhu. Yeah.
Thanks, ma'am.